Okay, we are live Sunday, October 8th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, of course, and it is Thanksgiving Sunday for us Canadians, but not for you in the US yet. So I think it's going to take a couple more weeks for you guys to celebrate that Thanksgiving holiday. I assume it's a holiday for you guys too. Yes, yes, yes. It's a holiday, and you have Black Friday, and you have Cyber Monday, and all of that. Great stuff. All of that great stuff. So, yeah, let me just make sure that things are going well right here. Yes, we are live. Let me just, yeah, just needed to do this. Just needed to do this. This is now available. So this one will be public. Last one was not, but maybe should have been, because every month, at the beginning of every month, I do a live that is a public live. And somehow I did not do it last weekend, so I will do it this weekend. And also, this coincides with the fact that we reached 10,000 subscribers on the channel. So this is a nice milestone. This is a nice milestone for a channel that is, that is a little bit not mainstream. This is not mainstream. I could be doing a mainstream Tesla channel in which I would say, buy Tesla, buy all the time. Even when it goes down, even when it goes up, even when it goes sideways, buy all the time, and then you will be okay. So what's the point in making a video that is always saying the same thing? Just buy and you will be okay. But so this is why I don't do that, because even though I believe Tesla will be worth more in 2030, long-term investing for me is not an option, because long-term we're all dead. And long-term investing is not very efficient. It's not very efficient. It's not efficient. So I'm kind of a perfectionist in my life, and I am also a perfectionist when it comes to investing or trading. And this is what we are doing on this channel right here. This is what we are doing. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, because this is not mainstream. Mainstream again says, well, buy and hold. Well, buy and hold, I have a problem with that myself. Buy and hold. This is the Tesla chart, the weekly chart. So every little candle right here is worth 1 week of trading. And I'm going to tell you why I don't buy and hold, because if I buy and hold when Tesla is at 276 and then it goes down to 183, that's a big drop. That's a big drop. That's, in my book, that's money left on the table. Small money left on the table, because it was worth this much, and then it started to cave in. We could not know in advance it was going to cave in. We could not know in advance, but we could see that the trend was no longer going up when we broke this support line. So it was no longer going up. That we knew. And then we said, okay, maybe it's going sideways. And then it started to not go sideways. So if it's not going up and it's not going sideways, where is it going? It could not go on the left, because the x-axis is the time axis, so it cannot go on the left. It can only go on the right, and it can only go down, because it's not going sideways and it's not going up. So here we can say, okay, I'm going to sell what I have after the money I made. I'm going to sell what I have and keep it, because this is not going up and it's not even going sideways. So why keep it? Why keep it? Why keep it? Isn't it the point of investing to buy something and then sell it at a higher price? buy low, sell high, that's the point. And if it starts to significantly go down, if it stops going sideways and starts to go down, then we can just sell it. And then we can buy back. That's it. We can buy back. So this one right here was a nice place to get out. And the same thing happened. So people that don't, people that hold all the time and dollar cost average, it is working. It is working, but it's not efficient. Tesla was at $1,200 right here, and it came down to $100 right here, approximately 100, even lower than $100. And I'm talking $1,200 right here, and lower than 400, I think, in this area right here. So you have divided your portfolio, your Tesla portfolio's value was divided by 4. If you're happy with that and think, well, it's cheaper, I'm gonna buy back in. Well, if you think that way, that's fine. You don't need to watch this channel. We don't need to watch it, because we don't like to do that. We prefer to sell and let it go down and get back in at a later point in time, acquiring even more shares. Because what is happening is that when Tesla is hitting $1,200 here, let's say before split, $1,200, and then it goes down to $400. You have, your portfolio was valued based on that $1,200, and then your portfolio came down, as I say, divided by 4 in values, and then you are in recuperation mode. You need to recuperate, and you are not done recuperating, because that $1,200, which is now 400 pre-split, post-split, because the split happened. I usually have the splits shown, but so it was around here, I think, in October or something like that. So you have not even recuperated. This is still, you are at 260 right now, and you have not recuperated. And this happened at the end of 2021, and we are at the end of 2023. Think about this. So for 2 years, you basically you have not recuperated what you were worth in Tesla stock at the end of November 2021. So for 2 years you suffered this, and you are still suffering, because we don't know if we are going to recuperate this year. So I think there's a problem right here. To me, there is a problem. So what we try to do on this channel is to accumulate and don't recuperate. We accumulate, and when we see a weakness in the stock, when it goes like this, we are happy. If it goes up, why sell? Because it's going up, so why sell? And then when it starts to level, then we are getting a little bit more stress. We can sell when it starts to go sideways. We can sell and say, oh well, I'm just too scared. That's perfectly fine to say that. But then if it starts to cave in, then why stay in it? We are not like Warren Buffett. We can get in and out in a stock within 10 seconds. So why not do that and keep our money instead of just suffer for 2 years? Suffer for 2 years and then try to convince ourselves, oh, it is going to go down. It is going to go up. It's going to go back up. Of course, Tesla is a great company. Look at this reason. Look at this news. Look at this news. Look at this news. Yeah, it's going to go back up. Of course, yes, it's going to go back up. Yeah, of course, yes. So then you need channels like Solving the Money Problem to prop yourself up. Oh yeah, it's going to go back up. Of course, this is such a great company. Of course, it's going to go back up. You see? So why not just sell when it starts to weaken, and you just let it go down, and you've kept your money right here. You've kept it, and you don't have to recuperate it. You don't have to recuperate it because you kept it. And then once we see that, well, it's starting to go up again, we can buy back more shares with the same amount that you had here. The same amount here, you can buy way more. You don't have to, but you can buy way more and go back in. So this is what this channel is all about. That's it. And this is why it's not a mainstream channel. It's not a mainstream channel because this is not mainstream. This is not mainstream. Because mainstream is all about, the fundamental analysis of Tesla tells me that the stock should be worth $400. Well, okay, fine. So this is one variable. There are many other variables that are that come into play to price a stock. There are so many variables. You have, inflation. You have wars. You have the market. You have institutions. What are big institutions doing? Are they buying or selling? Whether or not Tesla is going to do great things in the future. So there are so many aspects, and basically, technical analysis. This is what we do here. We take a look at the news because we don't want to be just blind to what's happening, but we don't base our decisions on the news. We base our decisions on the patterns, on the stock patterns, the stock price patterns. And those patterns are pretty consistent. Nothing's perfect, but they are pretty good. They are pretty good. If you compare that to owning something at $1,200 that goes down to $400 divided by 4, I think the drawback of technical analysis are few and far between and with less impact. And these patterns are pretty good and strong, and they allow us to look at what's in front of us. They allow us to look at what's happening on the chart and not get confused by, well, today we have had a positive news, but 3 negative news. So what should I do? Should I buy? Should the stock go up? Should the stock go up if there's 1 good news and 3 bad news on the same day? Well, what if the good news is 3 times better as each individual bad news? So maybe it's equal, and maybe the stock should just stay flat. So how can people make sense? How can people predict what people are going to do based on news that are coming out? We have people that are going to short Tesla because they think, okay, it has gone up enough, I'm going to short. And you have other people that say, well, it has gone up some, so it should continue go up, and they will continue. So it is impossible to try to predict what the market is going to do. Based on the news, we do some kind of prediction based on the patterns. If you look at this pattern right here, if you look at this line right here, this is a support line. This is a line indicating that buyers are coming in stronger than sellers at this point right here. This is what happened. They did the same at this point right here. They did the same just a little bit higher right here. And they did the same right here a little bit higher. But who knows if we are going to do this, and will they do the same? So once we identify those support lines, this is what we call them, support lines. They are pretty constant. And the resistance lines are the other sides. This is the line where the sellers win. The sellers don't go farther and they overtake. The sellers overtake. And in this case here, we had 3 days where the buyers overtook, but then the sellers came back. So, you know, these lines are pretty consistent and they pretty much encompass the behavior of a stock. And if we identify those lines well, then we are able to predict based on the actual behavior of buyers and sellers, what I like to call the tug of war of buyers and sellers. So right now, this is a time that's very undecided for Tesla, I'm gonna say, because we have had two big gangs, the sellers that have been enforcing this line since November of 2021. They have been enforcing this line, making the overall stock price go lower and lower and lower. So these are the sellers right here. And they are getting stronger and stronger and pushing the stock lower and lower each time. At the same time, we are having the buyers coming in. And they are pushing the lowest part of the stock price higher and higher. And we are going to have a big clash very soon. Very, very soon we are going to have a big clash. This is an arrow, boom. Because this line here is coming down and this line here is coming up. And then the stock could be starting to do something like this. And then we are going to have either a break of that line eventually or a break of that line eventually. It can happen soon, or it could happen, the last time, the date. I can give you a date. December 26th, 2023. So before that date, we are going to have a decision as to who is winning. And this is a long-term trend. This is since 2021. So Tesla has been going down since 2021. Let's not forget about that. Since 2021, it's been 2 years. The stock has been overall going down for 2 years. Yes, we have had these moves up that we could profit from, and these moves down that we could profit from also. So this is why I'm telling you that buying and holding is not that optimized, because when you sell right here, you can make money on the way down, you can make money on the way up here. So instead of just looking at your portfolio, do this. If you sell and then take some positions, then you can have your portfolio go up even into a downtrend. This is something that dollar cost averaging cannot give you. So this is my goal, this is my objective, this is what I am striving for. This is what I'm sharing here. This is my goal. So, okay. So this was a nice preamble. So because this live is public, so maybe we are having people here that don't know what we are doing, and they are looking at those lines and are thinking that what are those lines and what is the purpose and everything. So I just wanted to tell you what was the purpose. So what we are usually doing every Sunday like this is that we are going to just review what happened this week, and we are also going to look at the overall trend, the weekly trend. Every single weekday we are going through all of these stocks and indices that we have. We are looking at Tesla, the VIX, the bonds, Rivian, Xpeng, NIO, VinFast. VinFast is just for fun because it went so high so fast. Apple, ARM, Palantir, Nvidia. Then the indices. Dow Jones, S&P 500, NASDAQ, gold, silver. I'm going to skip over this one. This is the US money supply that's dropping like crazy. So this is not going to help the stock market. And Bitcoin and Ripple. Bitcoin and Ripple, basically this is what we are looking at. No, sorry. Missing US dollar. And just a stock I like to watch also, Neo Battery Material. So we are looking at these stocks and indices every single day. And it does not take that much time. It does not take that much time. It's not like we are doing incredible research on them. We know about them and we are just looking if the stock price is breaking a trend or not. Is it breaking a support? Is it breaking a resistance? If a stock is breaking support, then it means that the sellers are overpowering the buyers. And that's important to know, because this means that the stock should be continuing to go down. If buyers are, well, if a stock is breaking a resistance line, which is the top line, this is a top line, this is a support line, top line resistance, bottom line support. If the stock is breaking that resistance line, then the buyers are stronger and stronger and stronger and pushing the price higher. So maybe this is an opportunity for us to side with the winners. Why side with the losers? Side with the winners and catch a swing. And then once that swing weakens, we can just get out and we have a swing and we made profit. This is trading. This is not investing. Investing knows nothing about the chart. Investors know nothing about the chart. They don't understand charts. They don't understand price goes up and down. Well, okay, sorry, I won't be that mean. They understand that price goes up and down through time, but they see it like it's a thermometer. Well, sometimes the temperature is at 80 degrees, sometimes it's at 90, and sometimes it's at 70. And it goes up and down like this. And I kind of know as an investor that, well, 50 is lower than 80. And I've seen it at 80 at some point. So if it's at 50, it's low. I should buy because I've seen it at 80 at some point in time in the past. So of course it's going to go back to 80. So if it's at 50, I'm going to buy at 50 and then it's going to be at 80 eventually and then I'm going to make money. Ooh. Yes, maybe or maybe not. Even Tesla, even Elon himself said during the ramp up of the Model 3 that Tesla almost went bankrupt. So what would have those people have done? Oh, the stock price is going down. I'm going to buy more because it's going to go back up. Oh, it goes down further. I'm going to buy more because it's going to go back up. And then what if Tesla had gone bankrupt? Then they would all have lost their dollar cost averaging money. So dollar cost averaging is still investing in something. And if you invest in something, you should have some proof that it's going to go back up and not just a philosophical proof. Well, Tesla is a great company. It is a great company. It is a great company. It is. But if the stock is going back down, don't buy. Because what we want to do is buy low and sell high, not buy high and buy a little bit lower but still high, because we are into a downtrend. And buying into a downtrend means that we are buying high. We are buying high because it should go lower. When a stock is into a downtrend, it should go lower. Voilà. So that's my big spiel. So let's look at Tesla. So what's happening with Tesla? So as I said, and the comments are okay. Sorry here. So the comments are open, so we can interact. This is why we are doing these weekly lives too. We are interacting. So if you have any questions or comments, you don't have to agree. So hello, pretty brown eyes. Buenos tardes. Hit the like button. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hello, Vincent Vandenberg. Do you think the decrease in car prices would lead to a negative effect on the stock? It could be. Who knows how people are going to interpret that news? This is exactly the type of things that most analysts are doing. Yeah, well, I think it's going to have an impact on the price because the margins are going to be lower and then the price of the stock should go lower. So this is what analysts are trying to do. Looking at a piece of news and then trying to speculate on what is going to happen. I don't speculate based on news. I speculate based on the patterns. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I don't know. Charts are clear. We can see when to get in, when to get out. Only problem is this crazy world. All those surprises happening all the time. You are so right. You are so right. There are surprises. There are surprises. I'm sorry. I would prefer there would not be any surprises because and you are bringing a good point. When we are doing these lines, we are catching the trends of the buyers and the sellers. If there is at some point big bad news, the trend could change overnight. And there's nothing we can do to predict that. There's nothing we can do to predict it. We can predict the overall trend, but there could always be a black swan event. Well, even look at the war in Israel this weekend. What is going to happen on Monday for the stock market? What is going to happen on Monday? I don't know. Is the VIX going to be super high? Stock market is going to crash? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So, of course, investing in the stock market has inherent risks. And we have to deal with that. We have to deal with that. I'm sorry, but I get the idea, but you did not know all this in advance. Well, no, I disagree a little bit. So when Tesla made this low right here, we could see it. Then it made a second low here and started to go up. This is when we had this line. And once we had this line, we automatically had this line. So we knew here, that this was risky for the stock to continue up. We knew this. And we also knew that here we were getting close to having a bounce. It came a little bit higher, I'm going to give you that. It came a little bit higher. It came at 212.28, which is coincidentally not this top right here. But we kind of knew that, okay, we are getting close to maybe a bounce. So this part we missed. We had the bounce a little bit higher. But we only need 2 points to make a line. We only need 2 points to make a line. And look at this one right here. March 2020. See, we have a low here. We have a low here, we have a low here, and then we started to go back up. We could have, we have drawn a line, and there's another one a little bit lower. But that basic line, look how far it was valid. We are in 2021 here, a year later. It's not finished. It's not finished. Okay, here we started to break it. We came back. So this is in 2022. You see? So this line that we have identified, this was a valid question. I'm not mad. I'm just intense. I'm just intense. So these 2 points right there gave us that big line. And you want to know another one which is really crazy. So this this candle right here, November 4th and November 5th. If you draw a line, you know, the first candle is higher than the second one. If you draw a line, this is the exact same angle as, well, this is the actual line. So we had a line right here, and this has continued like crazy since 2021. So lines last a long time. New lines, we need to have two points in order to discover a new line. We need 2 points, and once we have 2 points, 2 lows or 2 highs, we have a new line. And once we have the upper line or the lower line, we can duplicate it and find the other opposite one. Like I just mentioned right here, the support line was the first, and then the resistance line was second, and then, you know, so we can say that since April, these lines have been good. Okay, nice watch on daily. Yeah, okay, yes, yes, Rico. Nice wedge on daily and also on monthly chart. This will be a big breakout. So yes. So how can I put this? So the length of time a stock just does not do much and goes sideways. When there's a break, then that length of time is going to become what is the word I'm looking for? The size of the move. The size of the move. So now we are having a big wedge, and we could have a big move. We don't know exactly in which direction. Okay, Bernard. Hello, Bernard. Did you find it's Pierre Ferragu? There's no y a pas de T à la fin. When we confirm the enter in the 1 day and when we in the daily and the hourly. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, so let's look at the actual price per se. So Tesla closed at 260.53. Okay, we had, okay, sometimes this happens. We had a line, if you look at my previous video, I had a video this week. Well, I have done 1,200 videos, so everything I have done, you have it on YouTube. You have it, voila. So we had a line, if I remember correctly. Yes, I think it was right there. We had a line previously at around 260.66, if I'm not mistaken. And then we had this kind of a break right here on October 4th. We had kind of a break of that 260.66 line. Or maybe it was 260.69, I don't remember. I should not have deleted it, but I deleted it. So we had a break here, a very small break. When we have a small break, then I always tell you, just be careful, because, you know, I prefer to have a clean break of a line. If it's just a very small break, then maybe it's going to turn around and voila. So this is a little bit what happened right here. So we had a break here on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, it didn't do much. We went higher but closed lower. And on Friday, you know, it went, well, it started quite low and then went back up. So it's okay to adjust the lines a little bit, because we are doing on this channel very precise technical analysis. Okay, I'm going to call it. This is very precise. You know, I don't have a resistance line, you know, at 260 and 265 and 261. No, I have it at 261.83. So of course, sometimes the stock is not that precise, and whoops, there's a little bit higher trades, because when people enter a market trade, they don't know exactly what type of price they are going to get. They have a very good idea, but sometimes, it goes a little bit further away. So in this case, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it went a little bit over this 260.66 that I had. And then after Friday, I just decided to adjust my line. So instead of using 260.66, I said, nah, no, this fits better, 261.83. So sometimes I do this, but I usually tell you when I do this. I usually say, okay, I have adjusted this a little bit because this better represents what the market is doing. And of course, I want my lines to be right. But I don't want my lines to be right over the market. It's the market that's right. The market is right. And if the market is right and my line was not precisely at the right place for the changing market, because the market changes a little bit, it sometimes happen that we have, that we have a support at a certain point. Okay, here. So here, we had support right here at, I think it was, 265.32. I'm not trying to, bug you guys with this. I'm just trying to explain what is happening. So here, this is a pretty clear support, 265.32. This was at the end of this wick. This was pretty strong support. And then here, the stock did not care about 265.32 right here. We started lower, went higher. We cared here. We did not care here because we sat right on it. And this one right here went a little bit lower to it. So then, okay, the market is not using exactly the same support line. So when I see this, I adjust it and I started using that 260.69 I was talking to you about. I started to use it because it was at least perfect for this one, and it was encompassing the whole move. If you have a horizontal line in between your candles, then it's not really useful because it's not showing you any boundary. And we need to have the boundaries of where the buyers come in and win and the sellers come in and win. And these are the boundaries that we are going to use to see if we have a change in those boundaries, just like in the south of border in the US. When people get in, regardless of the boundaries, then we should get in ourselves too. So I'm thinking of flying down to Mexico and becoming an illegal immigrant in the US. So, I'm just joking. But so it's the boundaries that count. And here the 260.69 was no longer 265.32 was no longer being taken into consideration that perfectly by the market, but 260.66 was. So I said, okay, I'm going to change it. So I'm going to change it. Lines should show what the market is doing, and then and what I just showed you, that 260.69 here was not good enough to show what is happening, and 261.83 is. This is, I don't know if we see it well, but this is there. So this can happen. So lines can change positions a little bit, and I will change position when I see that we need to make a change in position, and I will usually tell you, okay, well, I changed this one a little bit to adjust it. But yes, it would be easy for me to mess up all my lines and fix them afterwards, and then point to them and say, aha, look, I told you to buy here, I told you to buy here. But you can look at my videos. They are there. Okay. So let me go to the comments a little bit. Do it every day. Wait, night. That's nice. Hello. Do I think Tesla can break 262? I don't know, and nobody knows. Okay. If you have a choice, which is better than Nvidia or Tesla? I don't know. Both are great. Both are great. You are the only YouTuber I know out of all of them that speaks gold. The rest is gain. Wow, thank you. So where are we left with Tesla? So we have the earnings call on October 18th. So what is going to happen between then is anybody's guess. We should start to be careful, as I said, because we have this support line, we have this resistance line. If we have a break of 261.83 on Monday, if we have a break of 261 and 83, we can interpret this as a buy. If we have stochastic over 60, which is at 58, so we can interpret it as a buy. But then what is happening here is that we have this decreasing resistance, so we could be caving in right here. So we are entering risky times with Tesla until October 18th. So if you buy just because you want to take a little bit of a ride, then have a stop loss very, very close, so that if the stock turns back around, you just get out. So yeah, and I would also advise you to start using options maybe instead of buying stocks, because options are a lot cheaper. One call option must cost $800 or something like that, and 100 shares of Tesla is 26,000. So I suggest that you do that, because things can get pretty erratic before the 18th, because we don't know what is going to happen on the 18th. So yeah, this is a time to wait, and most of the work that we have to do is wait, because when we get an opportunity, we get into it, and then it takes off, and then it stops taking off, and then we have some time. We have weeks of waiting until there's another opportunity. So most of the time, we should not really be in the market that much, and it was not true in 2020, because in 2020, Tesla went super high, super fast for a long time. But now we are into a downtrend. So this is going down, and any move up is going against the trend. So yeah, I would just be very cautious until we start, if you want to be safe, if you want to be safe with Tesla, you can start thinking about getting in after we break this downward resistance, and or if we break this support, then things are not going to go as well. But if we start breaking this downward resistance right here, then things are starting to turn around. Then as I say, we could get stuck into a congestion zone, so wait until 285. So to be really sure, above 285 you are good to go. You can get back into Tesla long. Anything before this is riskier, but who am I to tell you what to do? So in terms of option expiration, we have October 18th that is coming very soon. So I would buy options after that date. I would buy options after that date so that you at least going to get the move that is going to happen on October 18th and the following days. So I don't know offhand what is the calendar, but October 26th or a little bit further. This is what I would personally do. But basically right now we could be zigzagging a lot. We are into a congestion zone between 261 and 240. No, let me say 238.11 right here. So we are right now into a congestion zone. We should be continuing up and down like this. This is what we should be doing until October 18th, in which case the stock is going to make a decision. Okay, let's go look at the weekly chart of Tesla to see in terms of the weekly trend. The weekly trend of Tesla is still good. It's still bullish. Because, you know, we have stochastic over 60 here. We have it at 71. We have RSI. We have DMI. And we are also into this bullish channel. And this bullish channel is going to be tested very soon, as I was mentioning. So weekly wise, Tesla is still bullish. And when you have a bullishness on the weekly chart and then you have bullishness on the daily chart, then your daily chart move or your trade on the daily chart should be going a lot farther. Okay, so for the rest of the live, we are going to take a look at all of the other stocks. I've talked a lot about the philosophy, what we try to do and everything. So we are going to look at the weekly chart of all of the remaining stocks that we have. So VIX is the fear factor of the stock market. So when the VIX is going up, the stock market tends to go down. So right now, for the past 3 weeks, we have had higher candles. So let me see if we are bullish right here. So we are bullish on DMI, we are bullish on RSI. We had the crossover on MACD, so this is bullish a little bit, and we don't have stochastic over 60, so this is not yet bullish yet. So there's some, you know, I don't know what is going to happen. Nobody knows. But if we start breaking higher and higher and breaking 1792, then this is not going to look super good for the stock market. So 1792 and between, you know, this is another example right here. We have that support line at 1348. And we have been crossing it a little bit too much for my taste. So what I will do is that I will find another line that encompasses a lot better what has been happening. And this one is at 1262. So 1262 is the support of the congestion zone. And the resistance part is at 1792. So this is where we are at. This is the pattern. It goes high, it goes low, it goes high, it goes low. If it starts to break 1792, then I would almost advise you to stop to go long. And if it starts to go lower than 1262, then this means that this sideways pattern is gone and that the VIX is going even lower and lower, and this should give a big boost to the stock market. Okay, let's look at the treasuries, the treasury bonds. When the bonds are going high, then the stock market is going low, and we are in a very bullish pattern right here. We have a big stochastic. MACD is super bullish. We have RSI that's overbought. When it's above 70, it's overbought, but it can stay overbought for a certain amount of time. So it does not necessarily mean that it's going to go back down. This is overbought, and DMI is also positive. So everything is very, very bullish. So this is not good for the stock market. This is telling us that the stock market could be going down. And yeah, I was going to say the war in Ukraine, yeah, the war in Ukraine, of course, but also the war in Israel. Then this is another big thing, because now it seems like other countries want to get in. Iran, Lebanon, so it seems like this is going to become a shit show. So so look at the VIX. VIX opens before 9:30 Eastern time on Monday. Well, every single day. So look at the VIX before the opening of the stock market. The VIX is open, and the VIX is going to tell you how the stock market is going to start the day. So if VIX is higher than 1792, then you kind of know that when Tesla is going to open, it most likely won't be higher than 261.83. So that's a little trick. Okay, so Rivian. Let's look at Rivian in terms of the weekly chart. So Rivian is not bullish anymore on the weekly chart. It was for a while, and it did a nice run, but now this is the current trend of Rivian. So you see, I see two tops. I see a top here, and I see a top here, and then it's going down. So I have my two lines to draw a resistance line. Boom. So I do it like this, one pixel wide, and then I copy it, and lo and behold, it fits. Boom, boom. Fits pretty good, huh? It always fits. I'm not doing any magic, it always fits. If it does not fit, your line is not good. Your starting line is not good. So this is Rivian. So Rivian made a big high on July 24th, and then started to go down, go up, go down, go up, go down. This is what it's supposed to do right now. This is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to go down, and it's going to stop going down when it's going to break this one right here. And when it breaks it, then we have other rules here on this channel to help us mitigate the fact that, okay, it's not going down, so maybe it's going sideways, but we don't want it to go sideways. We want it to go up. So we are going to use a horizontal resistance to tell us that it stopped going sideways. And once that horizontal resistance is being broken, then we are going to say, okay, now this is a proper buy, and it might be at 22.12. We don't know yet because it has not stopped going down yet. We need it to stop going down first. Then when it stopped going down, then we are going to have the second criteria. We are going to look at the second criteria, which most likely will be 22.12, unless we go super down and we start breaking the downward trend here. Then we might say, oh no, this is the horizontal resistance that we could get under. See, it did this, but now maybe it's going to get under here, and then it could be 15.53. So I don't know yet what is going to be the horizontal resistance, because we have not gotten outside of the downward channel first. So Rivian, the trend is going down. So I don't own anything that is into a downtrend. I don't. Xpeng, weekly chart, this is another story. Xpeng was going up. It started to go up. No, sorry. It stopped going up because it broke it. So Xpeng is not going up anymore. But I'm always giving it, just like when we have a stock that is into a downtrend, when it breaks the downtrend, I give it the benefit of the doubt. What benefit of the doubt? Is it going sideways? Before I buy, then here I do the opposite. This was going up. It's not going up anymore. If I was in it, I don't necessarily sell because I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it is just going to go sideways, so I don't need to sell. It's not going down. It does not want to go down. It just wants to go sideways. But if it starts to break 1523, then I would sell. So Xpeng is not bullish. It's not bearish. It's going sideways. It's going sideways. Neo, no. Neo, yeah, this is not going sideways. We can readily see it. Neo is not going sideways. It's going down. This is a downward trend. You see, if I do it at the same angle, we have a few lines here. It sometimes happens that we have a few lines, you know. So this one right here, this should be red. And there maybe is another one right here because we had that candle. So, you know, this is a double resistance. And if I copy it here, yeah, this one, yeah, I think I'm going to put it here. It fits pretty good. I'm going to remove this one. I don't know what this is. So see, boom, boom, boom. That's pretty good. So this is the current trend. This is going down. Apple, downtrend also. Going down, no stochastic. Yes, there's a little bit of a move up here, but you know, not much. So Apple is going down, so don't buy Apple. And if you have it, be ready to sell when it breaks the horizontal resistance at 170.58. Palantir. So Palantir is another one. So Palantir, this one had a big break on Friday. So we had a downward resistance right here. You know, big downward channel that's been going down for a long time. So it made no sense to touch it. It started to go back up right here at $9. So $9 was a buy right here. It was a buy for a while, and then it started to not know what it was doing. And now there's a horizontal resistance at 16. It started to go down. It started to break it. Then it could be stuck under the horizontal resistance at 16. So this is why I called wait until it breaks 16. This happened Friday. So myself, I'm most likely going to get into Palantir on Monday. And I'm gonna put the stop loss at $16 or just a little bit below, because we could be bouncing on 16. And if we look at the weekly chart of Palantir, yeah, we have, this is positive. We have DMI, we have RSI, we have MACD, we have stochastic. Yes, it's not going as fast as high as it was right here. It is going sideways, but the indicators are indicating that it's bullish, so I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. So there's some bullishness right here. On the weekly chart, we see things sometimes a little bit better. So there's some resistance at 17.15. 17.15, there's some resistance because we went up to that point June 5th. So $16 is a buy on the daily. Be careful at 17.15. It could cave in because we see a congestion zone right here. So these horizontal resistance don't necessarily mean that they are going to stop the stock, because we can find horizontal resistance all the way up, but it's just a maybe a what's it called on the road, a a road bump to make people slow down. So maybe this is what is happening here. So 17, 15, we could be having a little bit of a caving in. But on the daily chart, you know, this is a buy on the daily chart. If you want to be just more sure, wait until 17, 15. That's the way I can put it. Nvidia, this is going sideways, but overall this is pretty good. This is pretty good. So, you know, we had the big move up and now we are stabilizing a little bit. We have a good stochastic on the weekly chart. So if we continue, you know, if we break our 479.22 on the daily, we should be continuing. Okay, let me go a little bit faster. So the indices, Dow Jones weekly chart. So the indices, this is not good for the indices. There is an impulse down. So this is bearish. S&P has been bearish when it has been coming down here. If it stops at 41.93, this is SPX, then maybe it's going to bounce. But so far, this is not looking good. Nasdaq Composite, 13.013.48. This is where it bounced. But this is not looking good. In terms of the indicators, there's not much force into it. If it stays above 13.013, then fine. Because a stock can stay above support without good indicators. Gold, you know, no. This is going down. Bearish, you know, bearish. Silver. It started to go down here. Broke it, but never broke our horizontal resistance at 885. This prevented us to buy, which is a good thing. Because now it's going lower. So gold and silver are going nowhere now. Bitcoin, yes, we have a bit of bullishness. We have bullishness right here on the daily chart. So this is bullish on the daily chart. Once it broke 27,572. Weekly chart. It's no, it's not yet. It's not yet bullish. It's going to need to break 31,421, and with a good stochastic, which we don't have right now. So Bitcoin is not really that bullish. Only on the daily chart. So maybe it's going to last just in a certain amount of days, but weekly, there's no bigger weekly wave. You know, there are weekly waves and daily waves. And you need to have both of them bullish to really have a good move. So right now, if there's a move here on the daily, it's only going to be a small daily move. Ripple, you know, until we break 54.8, this is just going sideways. Yeah, so there's no bullishness on the indicators, you know, stochastic at 18. And US dollar on the weekly, very bullish. So yeah, that's so what I do here that took a long time, I do very quickly every single weekday. So now that you have attended this live, you understand where I'm coming from, what I try to do. So we are doing it every weekday quickly. A video lasts maybe 10 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. And we are looking at our lines. You know, are we still within our lines or are we breaking lines? And if we break lines, then that's an opportunity for us to take action. Yes. I'm not in Tesla right now, no. I am only buying, so I will go through the comments and then we are going to end this live. So we had lots of comments, so thank you guys. I'm only buying options for one day if there is a clear, after that the game starts again. Sure, that's perfect way. There are many strategies, okay. I think we should all agree with the same lines. Then, once we agree with what's happening with the lines, then there are many strategies we can use. If we have a break of resistance and we all agree it's a break in resistance, and we all agree that stochastic is over 60, it's not hard to agree on that. It's an objective criteria. But once we agree about the technical, then we can all decide each individually, and we can share it in the comments. We can decide each individually how we plan to take advantage of what has happened. So some can buy one stock, some can buy 50, some can buy 2,000, some can buy options, some can sell options, some can do whatever they want. And we also can and must decide how long we want to keep that position. So this is the part that I choose not to do. Tell you when to buy and when to sell exactly, but I'm going to tell you when a stock is into has a buy signal on the 1 hour, has a buy signal on the daily, and once it starts to go into a congestion zone, and once it starts to break that congestion zone, which would indicate that it will continue down. So I'm going to tell you all that, but then you decide based on your financial situation if you want, how many stocks and options you want to buy, and for how long you want to hold them. If you are making money and decide to sell, you decide to sell, So this is the separation of responsibility. I am not a financial advisor. Do your own research and make your own decisions. But I think we can all agree, we should all agree about the lines. The lines are objective. Then what we decide to do after that is each of our own. It does not make sense to look at the chart retrospective. Yeah, well, this was not retrospective because I have videos that show that we saw in advance that the stock was reacting to our lines. Okay, I'm screwed in a 440 put. Okay, in NVIDIA. Ouais, okay. Thank you. Well, uptrend so far. NVIDIA is into a congestion zone. So we have the two lines here. So, what is that number? What is that guy? Mads Nygaard. So these are the lines. And they are there for a long time. So if we break 479, should go further. If we break 406, should go lower. In between, in theory, it should do this. No, sorry, I won't get into this. For Tesla, if we break 262, VIX, yeah. So do you suggest that we learn options with your method or don't hold? No, I don't suggest anything. I mean, that was the short answer. I don't suggest anything. I like stocks. I like stocks when there's a clear movement in the stock chart because stocks don't expire. So I really like them. So when we are pretty sure we are going to have a big move or a long-term move in Tesla, then we can buy stocks because we can just ride that long-term move without thinking about expiry dates. When there's uncertainty here, if we break 261 with the VIX going down, Here, things are not sure because we are into this big downtrend. And we have this uncertainty of October 18th on top of it. So I prefer when it's less sure like this to go with options. But once, let's say that we start breaking 285, we are going to have broken this. We are going to have broken a horizontal resistance. Then you know, weekly chart is also pretty bullish, so we should be going higher and higher. Next stop is going to be 313. You know, so then at some point we are going, it will make more sense to be in stocks because we should be going higher and higher for a longer amount of time. C'est ça. So it just depends on the time frame of the move. Right now, as I said, we are into a downward trend and we have not broken it. So if we get a buy signal within this downward trend, we could just be caving in. So why not just use options, and it could just do something like this and not do it well. So great. So thank you very much, guys. It was great. We had a lot of interaction, so I like it. So have a great rest of the weekend, and you can watch me every single day. I get the videos out at approximately 5 o'clock. So and then we can all comment on what we want to do with the lines, which position we want to take and everything. And I think it's going to be very helpful for everybody, and I'll do the same and I'll tell you what I intend to do in advance. So have a great rest of the weekend. We are going to talk tomorrow and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.